took a win. Um, Funnily enough, I traded ES. I never trade ES. Um, but I'll get into why I traded ES. Um, so let's go over the P market plan. We had news at 10 o'clock, and then we had news at 5:10, but that's not important to us. The important news at 10 o'clock. Is today a low probability date? No. What was my bias? I was bullish. My draw liquidity, previous day high. What's my POI? 4 hour busy. Bullish fair value guy, whatever you want to call it. I wrote this at 9:11 a.m. So in the weekly analysis, I said I wanted to see price hold and respect this 4 hour busy if we are to move higher because this will confirm the market maker buy model on the lower time frame. Right now, we are respecting it. I'm going to say it. So I'm simply looking for price to take out ERO. Also, Asia has made high and low of the day. So one side of the market needs to be taken out with NY session. And with what I see on the charts right now is Asia high. Um, so let's get into it, right? Let's showcase this on the daily. You know what? It probably looks better on the 4 hour. Well, no, the daily is clean. Um, so I think this was last week. Yeah, last week we had this gap down that ended up just being a rebalance into this inefficiency, right? And then coming into this week, we had another gap down that ended up sweeping the low inside of this inefficiency, right? This is market maker buy model, right? This is what I want to see for a market maker buy model, right? A sweep of inefficiency inside of sweep of a low inside of an inefficiency, right? And then we displace higher, right? So if I'm looking for the buy model to start, and then there was S&T at this lows, which is more confirmation. If I'm looking for the buy model to start, where am I looking for it to start at? Well, we were inside this 4 hour fair value gap, right? Now, in my weekly analysis, I didn't show it. I said that we could possibly come down and sweep this low again, but it's not something that like I would love to see, but it's possible that it could happen. So this morning, like I said, we were expecting this, so I was looking for price to hold this and go higher until previous day high. So what did I see that made me take a trade? Um, at 9:30 we opened and we manipulated into this fair value gap. This tiny, tiny, tiny fair value gap. I don't even know if you can see, but this tiny, tiny, tiny fair value gap we came into, right? Because on NQ we didn't really have a POI that we were trading from. Um, as you can see, we just barely come into it, but we sweep liquidity going into it. It's the model presenting itself, right? And then we displace higher. We have a change in the state here, and then we have this inversion fair value gap. Now at 9:30, I didn't take this trade like exactly at 9:30 or 9:31 because I'm looking for more structure to form, right? I don't know if this is what we want to hold in order to go higher. I know it looks cleaner on ES, so I want to take a trade on ES, but I don't know if this is what we want to hold to go higher, right? So once I see we get this change in the state of delivery, we also have a breaker here, right? And I rarely acknowledge breakers a lot of times because I don't see them as breakers. You kind of get accustomed to what you see with your eyes. But I realized we had a breaker here, and we were holding it. So we come and we hold it, we wick it, go higher, and then we come back and retest it. At this point, I'm saying to myself, I'm seeing NQ push higher, and I'm saying to myself, how many times are we going to respect this, right? So I say, okay, push higher, we create this imbalance, right? If we hold this imbalance, then I could see us going higher, right? So we come down, I'm waiting for a candle closure, and we close below it, right? So I'm a bit nervous. I'm like, okay, I'll see what we want to do. If we are bullish, I want to see price sweep this low here, right? I don't really want to see price come back into my inefficiency. And if it's going to come lower, I could see us then trading lower, right, from there. So we close below, but then we close right back above. I entered here. I should have waited for a candle closure, to be honest, but I entered here after I seen we displaced back above, and it just ended up being a long wick. We come back down here, And then yeah, my target is this high because this is Asia high. My target is this high, and 10 a.m. news gives us a big candle, and we just propel higher. And that's a god damn, that's a really good trade. That's a motherfucker because I entered here. My stop was below this candle low. It's a 4R. Wow. Um, I entered on ES, and I'll tell you why. Because A, ES was a lot cleaner, and B, my risk to reward on this trade, um, I wasn't as confident in this trade, but I still wanted to place on a position. The reason why I wasn't so confident in this trade is because I rarely use breakers as confirmation, but I just saw how we were respecting this. But yeah, because of the risk involved, I could have a tight stop like this here, and still be involved in this trade. And it ended up actually going to my draw on liquidity, which was previous day high. So had I held, it would have been a crazy, crazy RR. But low hanging fruit, Asia high. And you see the power of the macro again. As soon as 950 opens, we get movement higher. I guess I enter like right at 950. That's crazy. And then as soon as the macro is over, my take profit is hit. So, you don't want to do this. But say hypothetically, I came on the charts at like 9:45 and I seen the same setup. And then I'm here at the end of the macro, my take profit is hit. That's a couple minutes worth of work in a day, in a specific time window. Ever since I learned about the power of the macro and I see it, it's hard to deny it. But that was the trade from today. Overall, I'm feeling good. I still have some things to work on psychologically. Um, I had a profitable month last month. I was a bit scared coming into this month because I didn't want to like mess that up. But I know my edge will always present itself. Um, so I just need to follow my system, and it'll keep yielding results like this. Even when I take losses, I can learn from them. So I'll keep doing that. I have some work to do in my psychology. But yeah, that's the trade from today. Nice 4R. Nice trade. Thank you.